everybody. I'm recording this on my iPad. I hope it's a little bit better than my computer, which has been, the visuals have been a little strange. I just wanted to give an update. It is January 14th. No, it's the 15th. I have a bill due. Okay, good thing I checked. All right. You know, time is just very non-linear right now. So it's January 15th, 2021. I'm 6.5 months into the setback, and I've been in a big wave all through January. It's been intense, and the sun came out yesterday and today, which makes me really happy. I don't do well typically without sun. That's just normal across the board, pre-benzo withdrawal. I respond really well to sun. So I'm really happy that it's out. I was able to go for a walk this morning. I did about 30 minutes. I did 30 minutes yesterday. I would like to push to 40 and start doing 40 minutes, and I'm being very mindful of my goal is to walk every day. So I haven't been able to walk every day. It's been more like 30 minutes one day, and then I'll wait a few days and then another 30 minutes. So I'm hoping to walk every day. That's my first goal, and then see how that goes. I do come home and stretch for quite some time, 15, 20 minutes of stretching. So I consider that to be part of the exercise, and then I'll push it up, ramp up. I'm hoping, we'll see. I don't know. My body is in control. I'm not in control. Well, I don't know. It feels like my body is in control. Maybe I'll have a little bit more control than I think, but I'm working with your body. I'm working with you. So let's see. Today I woke up and did mornings with Jen. I am not sleeping well, so I'm getting a CPAP machine next week because I do believe the sleep apnea that I had last year that seemed to have like mysteriously come and mysteriously left is back, and it's plaguing my ass, which means that I don't get a good, like, solid, like good sleep run. I wake up, like every couple of hours. So yeah, and I'm gonna do a sleep study again. It's just a watch that you put on and like a finger thing, and it like monitors your sleep, and they can let you know. Last year I was diagnosed with mild sleep apnea. It was nothing nefarious. It wasn't like, whoa, like a really crazy rating. However, yeah, it sucks to wake up a bunch of times and stop breathing and stuff like that. I wasn't able to tolerate the CPAP, but I'm going to give it another go. My baseline was much higher last year, even though I was suffering from extreme insomnia. At the time, it was like not just the sleep apnea, it was insomnia on top of it and crazy allergies. I was still like driving my car, and it's just crazy. Baseline is a trip. Y'all like have any thoughts on baseline? I'm learning so much about baseline. Like, man, bad waves and a high baseline, that's a whole other story than bad waves and a low baseline. And if you don't know what that means, I'll give you a quick overview. So my metaphor is the switchback mountain. I guess you can also say, like, you can do it this way, you can do it this way. I've typically thought of like a mountain. So I used to climb this mountain in Pasadena, California by Los Angeles, called Echo Ridge, when I lived down there several years ago. I loved that mountain. So I made it all the way up to the top the first one time, and it takes hours to get up there. I was with my little chihuahua, so he was like running along next to me, and it takes a long time to get up to the top. But if you make it all the way up to the top, there's a ruins of this old like retreat center from the early 1900s that the kind of wealthy celebrity set would take a train So they had made some kind of train from like the west side of Los Angeles, and Pasadena's on the east side. It's really far. And they choo-chooed all the way up to the top of this mountain, and then there was this rich people like jungle gym area with pools and tennis courts and all this, and it's just a ruins at the top. So I made it up there once, but I used to hike the mountain like every day. I'd drive up to the base of the Echo Ridge, get out with my little dog, and I'd hike up. And so that's where I get this metaphor from, the Switchback Mountain. So there were switchbacks all the way up the mountain, and each time you would come to another switchback, you get a vantage point of more of like the city. Sometimes you would see the same things, but from different vantage points. So my idea of Withdrawal is like this Switchback Mountain where you have windows and waves. You're just going up switchback, 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 and you'll hit this window, and then you go down, you hit this wave, but you keep going up in your baseline. You keep going up and up and up the mountain until you're at the top, and you're up there with like all the cool shit up there. The vista is amazing. But you still have waves in the baseline. The baseline, you're just seeing more. There's more clarity. You have more abilities. You're stronger. You know, you've made it far. And I feel like in the setback, not only was I thrown off the mountain, so my baseline didn't just go all the way down to the bottom of my mountain. I went all the way down my baseline. I felt like I was taken and thrown into the next county and then down a ravine. And my body had to get out of the ravine and then eventually get back over to my mountain. And I'm slowly going up the mountain, and it's just taking so long. So, having had sleep apnea last year, and not sleeping, and even having wicked insomnia, I was still like working and, you know, driving around and exercising and stuff. I'm sure I felt like shit, but this time around, my baseline is like, yeah. So I've decided to go ahead and just try the CPAP machine again. I'm not looking forward to it. I have to kind of psych myself up for it and practice some like positive thinking around it, because I don't know if y'all have ever used a CPAP machine, but they're fucking weird. That's all I'm gonna say. So yeah, my plan for the rest of the day is to rest. I did Baylissa's, okay, so I was telling you about my day and then I got sidetracked, but then after I did the walk, I came back inside and I did Baylissa's Fridays. She has like a DJ hour. It's super fun. If you are looking for a good support group, I would suggest it if you can tolerate music. She does this DJ hour over Zoom where she plays a bunch of music, and it's just silly and funny and fun. Tuesdays she has her Q&A, so you can ask any question about your symptoms or withdrawal or whatnot. She doesn't give taper advice, but she'll answer other things. And then also, when I woke up this morning, I popped on to Mornings with Jen, so I do that. So, and I'm adding a third support group. I have a lot of support groups. Actually, I have 4 now. So I do Mornings with Jen, Baylissa's group. You can find that at baylissa.com, BAYLISSA.com. Mornings with Jen, Baylissa. I've just joined Dee Dee Moore. She's an EFT. Well, she went through withdrawal and she's like healed now, and she does like the EFT tapping. She has a support group that meets a couple times a week, and I'm doing that now, so I'll start that next week. Then I have my Benzo Hope peer support group on Saturdays, and that's through Meetup. So if you go to Meetup and then look for Benzo Hope NYC, because they're based out of the East Coast, New York City, they have a support group, and it's just peer support, so there's no like leader or anything. It's just, you know, people getting together. I have that on Saturdays. And then, because my mental health has been difficult for me to navigate, whoo, you guys, I've never, and this must be like part of this low baseline, I've never had issues so bad with my emotional side of this and the anxiety. I mean, I've never felt anything like this level. So I knew that I needed more support. So I'm going to start a couple other groups that are just mental health support groups. So a DBT, dialectic behavioral therapy, wise mind group that meets on Mondays. This is through my insurance, so you couldn't do it unless you were part of through Kaiser up here in Northern California. But if you are and you're interested, let me know. So DBT, a mindfulness-based stress reduction group, and a coping skills group. So I know this is a lot. I'll be in 7 groups or 8 groups a week. I know it's a lot. However, I really want to get through this, and I really want to survive this, and I really want to get back to work and life, and and I know myself, I need routine, I need structure. Some of these groups I might not be able to do them. It might be too much for my nervous system. But I'm just going to try and see how it goes. I'm looking forward to the mindfulness group. And yeah, so every day right now is Groundhog Day. I'm just doing the same things every day. Nothing's changed. One day, the symptoms are constantly changing. I should say that. Every day I'll have different symptoms. But it's not like I've poof, popped out of the setback. And I'm not really sure. At the beginning when this all first happened, I thought that I was just in this, I had one other setback, and I did eventually kind of get out of the worst of it and then kind of get back to some kind of semblance of normality, although it did take me a while to be fully capable. I don't know that it's like that. I think this is a slow healing process. It's not I'm just gonna come out of the setback and then suddenly I'm oh, I'm back to me, everybody. Yeah, let's go, let's do this, let's go dancing. I kind of don't think that's the way this is gonna work, but I don't know. I know people have spontaneous healings. They wake up in the morning and they're totally healed. I've known 2 people. I've met 2 people where that's happened. I think for the majority, though, it's slow healing, and it's just coping through the symptoms, getting through the day. So that's what I'm doing. All right, well, that's it for now, and I think I said everything I came here to say. Please let me know how you're doing. Thanks everybody who's following my channel and watching these videos, and I appreciate you and appreciate your comments and your love, and love you back, and I will see you later.